will say anything.
Hey, I heard when you drink at high altitude, it hits you even faster. Here's Scott Fryer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Just a Guy with a Beer. It is Monday night, October the 19th. This is episode number 16.
I don't know.
Just a Guy with a Beer. No, it's episode number 16.
You got to turn your microphone up.
Turn it up.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a new microphone.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me
watching
now?
the talk.
Can the folks hear me now?
I don't know. I can hear myself really loud, but
Well, I can hear you pretty loud too.
there you go.
All right, I got it. Hey, everybody, welcome back.
There you
How's
go.
that?
That sounds good.
So there we are, Just a Guy with a Beer. We got a new.
You got to make love to that microphone, man. It's
Well, this is a family show, Michael.
You are making love is family. You make love to make families. It's a brand new piece of equipment, and I chose you.
I had christened thee.
Christen it.
I christened thee.
Yeah.
I dubbed thee Mr. Microphone. We have a new segment tonight.
We do?
We kind of do. We have a new format tonight for Just a Guy with a Beer that we are working on. So you might hear some different things. You might hear some new things. You might hear some old things. And speaking of old things, I'd like to welcome a temporary guest here tonight. It's the owner of SNSN, the Streaming News and Sports Network. So he's the president. Not only is he a member, he's also the president.
So you're just a guy with a beer. I'm just a guy without a beer.
Well, this was a surprise guest, so I did not bring Mike a beer. You can have the Busch Latte if you want to.
We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see.
Well, this is Mike Minarsky, everybody. If you don't know, he's an icon here.
I am not.
You are in Jewett City, the Griswold area. Lots of stuff done. He's the owner of the station where I do my show and where Do Not Sports and News Rocky do our shows. And it's a pleasure to have you on, Mike. We've been bantering about this for a while, and now here you are. I'm on your show all the time, and now you're on mine.
I just shared the shit out of your show too.
All right.
So now
There's a lot of shh.
You got a lot of schmuckers out of there.
You want to know what starts with shh?
It's after 6 o'clock. We can pretty much say anything.
Yeah, well,
Schitt's Creek.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I don't know if you're gonna still be here for that part of the show. That's usually towards the end of the show, but we are going to delve into the media phenomenon that is known as Schitt's Creek, and whether it's actually a good show or not. And I'll give you my opinion on that. If you haven't followed my Facebook, some of you do, then you'll know how I feel about that. And I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. I know it, but that's okay. That's why we call it an opinion. It's not a fact.
It's terrible.
It's an opinion.
It's terrible.
Mike, we know where Mike stands on his opinion. So,
No.
But yeah, here we are, Monday night. Eventually, soon, we're going to be moving the show to Thursdays.
Thirsty Thursday.
For Just a Guy with a Beer. And this will probably be our last Monday night show. But we have lots of cool things happening in the world of Just a Guy with a Beer, Mike.
I'm just glad you're here.
I'm
just glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
See,
as well.
Monday night.
I like it. I could be home watching Monday Night Football because it started at 5 o'clock tonight.
Oh, there's just
the Bills and whoever played the Chiefs, I think. But this is way more fun.
The Chiefs still play?
The Chiefs are Super Bowl champions.
Oh yeah, that's right. I shouldn't say that around here, especially with Rick Aramoni's son-in-law.
Well, there's also a couple of big Chiefs fans that live down the street here. Miss Tracy Jenks and her other half.
Tim.
No, Scott. No, Scott. They're a very big Chiefs fan. So I know a few myself.
Every time I think of the Roosters, I think of Tim. Tim passed away a couple of years ago. I just saw his mother the other day too. We talked about him and stuff. So I know. Here I am, trying to control the show with the humdrum crap. So it's your show. I'll shut up now.
Well, it's great that I can see some of my friends are watching, some of my listeners, and they're saying they can hear us just fine. So
good. Your
new microphone is working just fantastic, Mike. So thank you for contributing that to the show. So checking it.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to check the sound of that new microphone.
Sounds great.
Crisp.
I don't have a popping.
No.
I don't pop my peas very much anyway. So anyway.
You won't have to worry about it with that thing.
Tonight we are bringing you a different show. I mean, it was going to be a solo show, but Mike graciously agreed to come on the show tonight. So I'm very thankful that you're here. I have someone to talk to besides the webcam.
Pity guest.
The pity guest. Yeah, because listen, one thing I'm finding out being a podcast host, it's not easy to get guests come on. Like, listen, I can bring my friends on every week if I wanted to. However,
and that's not a bad thing.
It's not always a bad thing, but not everybody out there in the country or the people that are listening to me around the world they don't know who all my friends are. They don't know. I mean, they'll get to know them. However, they want to hear stuff.
Well,
it's good to have other people on. Like I'm working on some things, and it's tough. But you know what? I'm persistent. I'm working on getting some popular breweries of mine that I love. Some news media personalities are set to come on the show. We're just nailing down some dates. So big things will be happening. It's just getting there. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but hey, everything that's good is worth working hard for. So
I'm going to throw the Happy Days analogy at you.
Yeah.
So like Richie Cunningham and the Fonz, so you are Richie and the Fonz. Okay. But what happens? You've got Ralph Malph.
Yeah.
You got Potsy. You got Alfred.
Don't forget.
Mrs. C. Yeah. Joni doesn't count.
What about Chachi?
Screw him.
Pinky Tuscadero.
Pinky Tuscadero.
And her sister Leather.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, those are characters, and that's why it's good to have people like Ted Koziel.
Oh, of course.
Come in. He's a riot. When he came in with the first show with you,
Pat Patriot on his head.
Pat Patriot.
It was classic.
It was hilarious.
It was classic.
It's good stuff.
No, it's it is good, but I have to mix up my content just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that. So I'm glad that you all tune in and you make this a lot of fun for me. You always give me great feedback, and this is really a passion of mine, and I'm glad that I've been able to do this over the course of the last 3 months. So it's been fun.
Yeah, keep it on, man.
Yeah, this is actually my 4th month. This is show number 16. So I'm officially 4 months in. So this is
just a baby.
It's just been since July. So this has been pretty fun. So there's lots of stuff going on right now since the last show I did Wednesday night with the Greek Freak. Nico came in here and we had a great time. Mike, stop playing with Mike.
Well, it's funny.
On the mic.
I just wish I was this skinny.
Yeah, don't we all? Well, not really. You don't want to be that skinny.
Not this skinny, but
So the COVID thing is still a thing, and it's going to be a thing apparently for a while because it went away for a little while, it kind of died down, and now it's coming back because the weather's getting colder, people are in their house, and some people are nervous about it, rightfully so, because people have died, and that's always a terrible thing. But
well, one death is too many.
Correct. It always is.
But what if you watch the numbers? People are getting it. They're testing positive, but they're not as sick anymore. If you've noticed,
correct.
The deaths have gone down.
That's good.
Like the numbers just came out about an hour ago for the weekend, and there was I always watch the amount of hospitalizations.
That's where you got to look.
Yeah, and it's up 11, but that's also over the last few days. But it seems to teeter up and down. And if you look at New London County is actually going down. They were down another 3 hospitalizations today. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just checking the comments. I always forget to scroll down.
Yeah.
And then I only see the first couple, so I have to do that.
So we're down, most of the hospitalizations happen in Hartford over the weekend.
In the bigger cities, right? New Haven,
exactly.
Hartford, Bridgeport. Norwalk had a high number as well.
Yeah.
So we've been fortunate here in our hometown of Griswold, Jewett City, in the borough.
Yep.
As my good friend Ray Bones would say, in the borough. We've been fortunate. We had a little spike. The schools went back to full-time distance learning, but we're expected to get back soon.
Yep.
People are doing a great job in this town. People are respectful. Listen, I hate the mask thing. I don't believe in it, but I do it because it's the right thing to do right now.
Yeah, and because there's,
especially if it makes other people,
it makes other people feel comfortable. I'm not a big mask guy either, but I don't want to be the guy that's that sits here and not wearing a mask and go, oh, you know what, I'm asymptomatic, but you're sorry,
then someone gets sick and dies.
Because I wasn't conscious of somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a huge fan of it. I dislike it tremendously. I don't think it works, but I think it's more of the. Because listen, we've been wearing masks for how long? Since 7 months now? We are 7 months.
Yeah.
And the numbers are still the same. I don't know. Is there science that's proving that the masks are really? Because now you hear one person says that masks are terrible, and then one person says, "Well, the masks are doing a great job." So you don't really know ever who to believe. So I don't know.
Everybody, people say trust science, but science, there really isn't any kind of.
There's no science.
There's no hard numbers right now that are saying that the mask is working. However, what I can say is that watching this since the very beginning, the curve has gone down with what we have done. So you have to think, well, maybe the mask is working. Maybe the social distancing is working.
Right.
Something has to be doing, because a virus is a virus. It's going to be there.
I mean, eventually, it's not going to go away, right? It's never going away.
It's never going to go
away.
away.
It's here. We've gotten over being the flu, and even the common cold kills people, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the flu kills a lot more people than COVID does. We still don't know what the long-term effects of COVID are. But you know what? We have some of the smartest people in the world, doctors in the world, in this country, that make a lot of money to go out there and find something that's going to maybe not going to cure. We haven't cured the cold. We haven't cured the flu, but something that's going to slow it down.
They haven't cured anything in 40 years.
I know that, right?
They haven't cured anything. Thank you, Big Pharma.
Yeah, right. We just weaken the symptoms of it. So who knows? I mean, maybe we'll find a way to curb it where we can go back to being our normal lives again. Which who knows if that'll ever happen?
So what are you doing with the beer? You got a break coming up in a second. But
yeah, I got a minute to my break.
So you're talking about what do you got here? You got one in a silver can. That's
this one right here. We're not going to talk about this one yet. That's going to come on later with a later segment. So there's a purpose for this.
Okay.
But this one here I brought. This is from Hoax Brewing. This is a Connecticut brewery. Mm-hmm. They are fantastic. They've been around for a little while, not very long. But I'm just getting to know them and appreciate them. And I brought a little something for them tonight that I haven't had before that looks spectacular. It's called Cotton Candy Sleight of Hand. Now, all the other sleight of hands they've made have been fantastic. So this one's Cotton Candy.
Have you tried it?
I have not. This is my first time. So I figured I'd try it tonight.
And there's one glass here.
Oh, well, I mean, you didn't tell me you were coming. So I'm going to try the Sleight of Hand Cotton Candy tonight and see how it is. So we're going to do that on the next segment because I want to get into some other things. I want to get out of the depressing things and talk about happy things.
Happy things.
Happy thoughts.
Like beer.
I don't even want to talk about the election because listen, you got 3 weeks, man. Right? 3 weeks?
Yep.
3 weeks. You got
3 weeks.
And if you're not registered to vote by now, then you shouldn't be voting. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about Hoax Brewing. We're going to talk about NFL week number 6 and all kinds of cool stuff. So stay tuned.
Just a Guy with a Beer with Scott Fryer. We'll be back in 2 and 2 belches. He needs a break to get rid of the gas. More of Just a Guy with a Beer coming up.
You know, not to get technical, but according to chemistry, alcohol is a solution. Let's talk some more beer with Scott Fryer.
Hey, welcome back for the little break we had there. Yeah, that's part of the new stuff we got going on here at Just a Guy with a Beer. Eventually, that will be the little break time that we have will be filled with sponsors. So I have some great sponsors. And speaking of which,
hit it.
Listen, if you're in the market for a used vehicle at a great price, head on down to G&S Auto Sales in Franklin, Connecticut, and take a look at their great selection. BMW, Audi, Dodge, Chevy, or Ford, and so much more. Whether it's an oil change, brake repair, or the check engine light, let Pat, Wendy, and their team of professionals take care of all your automotive needs. That's G&S Auto Sales located on Route 32 in Franklin. Give them a call at 860-383-0050 or find them on the web at www.gnsautosales.llc.com.
GNS Auto Sales.
They got a great selection.
LLC.com.
They got a great selection down there.
We bought a car from them recently.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not kidding. Go down there, see what I've been to the auction with Pat. I know he does great stuff. I know he finds the best vehicles, and and you know for a fact if he doesn't think it's the right vehicle for you, he's not going to just sell you a car to sell you a car.
You know, I got to put it out there. We were looking for a car. Melissa's daughter had cash in hand, and there was one car she fell in love with, and Pat basically said, No, I've got a better car suited for you.
Yeah.
But she was like, this BMW was like all kind of sexy, so this is what she wanted. Pat said, no, don't do it. I really don't want to sell you this car. He was straight up saying, I do not want to sell you this car because he cared.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's Pat. Pat is a stand-up dude. Pat and Wendy are great people.
Yep.
They're not just my best friends. They're just great people, and they'll do anything for you. And they're not going to sell you a piece of junk.
I still want their limo though.
Well, that's between you and Pat. I know that's been a long-standing feud between the two of you. Apparently, the Hatfields and McCoys.
Want the limo?
All right. So before we went on break, we talked about this new beer that I've been trying to have this week.
Yeah.
It's Hoax Brewing. Now, Hoax Brewing is located here in Connecticut, and they've come out with some really fantastic beers, specifically their Sleight of Hand sour series. So I follow them online. I follow them on all their social media platforms. And then about a week and a half ago, they posted this fantastic-looking beer, and they said it was going to be cotton candy sour. I'm like,
how do you make cotton candy sour?
Listen, if I knew that, I'd be making it in my house right now. So this is cotton candy Sleight of Hand. It's a Berliner Weiss style, which is it's a style of sour.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like the fruited sour. Somebody like the Berliner Weiss. Some people like the Gose.
What's the IBU?
There's no IBU in these.
Oh,
that's how you rate. That's how you rate an IPA.
I listened to you last week, and I thought I'm trying to get an education on this stuff. You were talking about the IBUs. I'm like,
no, sir.
That was my question, man. That was what that was my go-to question tonight, and I got tanked.
So that's how you measure IPAs, Mike, with an IBU. The bitterness.
So this is not an.
So this is not. This is a little bit.
It's freaking pink beer, dude.
Yeah, it's a little bit more clear than I like. So
here, I'm drinking it right out of the can.
That's for you, my friend. So this is Sleight of Hand Cotton Candy by Hoax Brewing.
All right, let's see what happens here.
It's got the Wu-Tang glass too.
I like
dirty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Well, they're kidding.
I feel like I'm at the Brooklyn Fair.
Right?
This guy, I'm tanked already.
I just need. We'll need about 75 people in jeans, cut off flannel shirts, and cowboy boots to walk past us. And we'll be right at the Brooklyn Fair. So, hey, listen, this is really good. This is really, really good. In fact, I'm going to have a Hoax representative here on the show soon, Mike.
How does this happen?
Listen, it's a magic. I'm going to find out. Listen, if you want to know how they do these amazing sours, you need to tune in, because in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have a rep from Hoax here, and we're going to talk about how they're making these delicious sours.
What have I been missing?
I know. See, now that's part of spreading the craft beer love, is sharing these kind of beers with my friends, telling you people about these beers, then having you go out, snagging one of these things, and oh yeah, hey, Scott talked about that on Just a Guy with a Beer. I'm going to grab that and try it. Boom. There you go. Mike's going to go buy that at the Jewett City Packet Store, which they do have. If you go across the street right now,
They have it, huh?
they do have it. I saw it in there when I bought my Busch
That
Latte.
is really good.
Yeah. So Hoax Brewing out of Connecticut, cotton candy sleight of hand.
When you were talking about sours last week, I was like, sour?
No.
And then this is a sour, right?
This is a sour.
And it's really good.
It's a Berliner Weiss sour, so it's a different style. There's very, very different styles of sours, right? Because a Gose is kind of it's a little saltier. Berliner Weisses tend to be sweeter, but then you have fruited sours that are like it's like drinking fruit juice. Because I'm not used to drinking sours like the guys. If you're watching, if you're a sour person, especially my friends who are all sour people, this one's not as cloudy or juicy. We call it juicy or slushy.
Slushy.
It's not as slushy.
It's pretty
as
tasty.
we're used to, but this is the flavor in this is amazing. So, my friend,
I'm learning by watching and listening to your
it's good
show.
stuff.
Like I would go ahead.
There's a way to drink these beers too, Mike. And I tell you, it's kind of like you ever been to a wine tasting? But they just give you a little bit and you put it in your mouth.
Yes.
You don't have to be all fancy like that. When you take a sip, you should hold it in your mouth for a second.
I did.
Let it hit your tongue, but then when you swallow it, pay attention because you'll get different flavors on your tongue. You'll get
The sour came afterwards.
correct, but you immediately got the cotton candy. Immediately,
Yes.
as soon as it hit your mouth, you got the cotton candy, right? So then you got the sour after that. That's exactly what that beer is designed to do. You're supposed to be able to taste the different things on your tongue while you're doing it.
It's like lighting a firecracker and then doing one thing and you think it's done, all of a sudden, boom, it starts sparkling some more. Bad analogy? Okay.
Yep. So no, I get it. So I see some people here like my buddy Eric Larkin listening right now. He says GBGB at Epicure was one of his favorites. Well, Eric, you're in luck because GBGB is still at Epicure. You can go there. They have it. I do believe they have it. And Rob, Jay, or Jubina, or Jeanette, if you're listening, please inform us if you still have it in the cooler because I was there the other day. I don't remember seeing it, but it's GBGB is a cherry Rodenzock sour, and it is fantastic. So
Jess says it's her favorite beer ever.
Yes, Jess. It's Hoax is very good, and again, I'm going to have a guy from Hoax here to explain to us the reason why these cool beers are existing right now. I had one that was tasted like cherries and marshmallow last week too from Hoax.
I heard about that.
And they had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on the can. That's why I bought it. I'm like, I want that.
Scott, I got to be honest with you, and this is not a joke, and this is not trying to plug your show or anything like that. But I've actually, from listening to you, your microphone's fine.
It just seems like I'm getting echoey.
No, you're not.
Okay.
No, it's designed
very good
to be like that.
Listen, you are the technical guy. I'm just the guy with a beer.
You sound super duper.
Yeah. I'm you with beer. There you go.
Yeah. Well, you've gotten me interested in not drinking to get hammered.
No,
but drink for the actual taste.
That's what that's for. That's what Busch lattes are for.
Oh, do me one favor.
Yes, sir.
Click on the automate button. Take it off because I screwed up the time. There you go.
Okay. So what did that just do to us?
Well, what happened is when the final remaining time of the segment clicks out.
Yep.
It won't go anywhere.
Oh, very well.
Because if you look at the time, it's only 6:56. And so what would happen would be a song would pop up. They call a top up track.
Okay.
And we can't do that.
Oh, well, not
because in Facebook it's all squirrely with like freaking different licensing crap.
Very good. Well, my very good friend Jobina Miller, she's the one of the owners at Epicure. She said GBGB is sold out. So Eric, sorry, but the good news is it's coming back, which is also good news for me because that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And if you haven't had a chance to get to Epicure right now, their selection out there is fantastic. They have a peach seltzer that is just ridiculous. Listen, I'm that guy who just likes one thing. Yep. And I stick with that thing. Right. And I went in there Saturday, and one of my favorite beer, I call them beer tenders. She knew I was coming. She had my mug ready. As soon as I walked in, she poured me my favorite beer, which is one for Chesty, which is the Black Coffee IPA, and it's a double IPA, and it's amazing. So get out to Epicure, and they're one of my awesome sponsors. We're going to talk about them when we come back.
You're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere yet. You
I have
still
a
got
second.
No. You got 2 minutes. That's why I told you to take it off automate.
Oh.
See the times is 6:57.
Well, in that case,
you got time. You got 3 minutes, man.
Epicure Brewing is a craft brewery based in Norwich, Connecticut that seeks to enable great experiences featuring their beer, friends, and a lot of laughter. Bring your own friends or make new ones while enjoying the freshest quality beer around. Epicure Brewing is located at 40 Franklin Street in historic downtown Norwich, Connecticut. Find them on the web at www.epicurebrewing.com and on Facebook at Epicure Brewing. #Epicure for life.
Epicure.
Listen, I love going there. You bring your own food. They have great food trucks show up on the weekends.
Epicure.
And if you're lucky enough, Mike, if you
had
show
pizza
up,
delivered there once.
we had go to Listella's down the corner. That place, that new pizza place there.
Yep.
And
Stella's, they've been around forever.
It's under new
Just
ownership.
It's
under new ownership.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, same family.
Oh, okay.
But they're doing great things down there. Their pizza was fantastic. All the food was fantastic.
Epicure.
Go down there. Like I was going to tell you, if you're lucky, and you go there on a Sunday afternoon, and Jomina's there, she will make you a PB&J. Or if you so desire, she will make you a peanut butter fluff, or peanut butter fluff and jelly, or jelly and fluff, or just jelly, or just peanut butter, or just fluff. So I'm sure she would do anything that you would like. Those three things. So get out there to Epicure, and please tell them you watched it on Just a Guy with a Beer.
No, I'm reading Jen's comment.
What
My
did
drink
Jen
of
say?
choice is actually tequila. That's my drink of choice. But this is a whole new thing for me. This is a whole new thing. What your
Yeah, this is why, Mike.
She sent me a screenshot.
Mike, this is exactly why I do what I do. Because now you're going to be looking for this style of beer now, right? I opened your eyes to a different style of beer.
You did. You know what?
Something new.
You actually opened my eyes up a couple of weeks ago as I started to tune in more as a fan instead of just somebody that was, helping to produce the show. So I got to give it to you there. You've given me a whole different thing to look at.
That's what I try to do. Besides it being fun for me.
And I'm telling you to flip me into something like that, that's saying something. So anyway, now you can hit automate.
Oh, very well.
Because now it's 7. See the bells of the bureau.
You play better music.
Online and mobile.
When you call, they actually answer the phone and talk to you.
Lean, clean,
And quarantine.
SN.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scott Fryer and Just a Guy with a Beer. Sit back for the next hour and learn about beer and, beer.
This guy will say anything.
Hey, I heard when you drink at high altitude, it hits you even faster.
Here's Scott Fryer.
I love the Peter. Whoa! I love the Peter Griffin. I think it's fantastic. You know me well, so Peter Griffin is one of my cult figure heroes.
Bring it down just a little bit. There you go.
Listen, I know you got to go.
I love Peter Griffin. That was one of the sound ones.
Do it for like 30 seconds, though. You have to do it like the show. All right, so listen, I know you got to go.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
I'm glad that you decided to hang out for a few. We had some technical things to go over before the show, but you decided to hang out because you knew I was flying Han Solo tonight, and I appreciate that. So
you gave me a come to Jesus moment with these
there
things,
you go.
so I really appreciate that. So
mission accomplished. So thanks for coming on. I will see you. I don't know when I'm going to see you again.
Well,
Thursday.
We have a debate that we're going to be doing here, streaming live. It's going to be Heather Summers and Bob Stachin.
I'll be here.
So that's going to be going on. Janice Steinhagen is going to go ahead and moderate that debate. Tomorrow, starting at 8:00, we have First Selectman Todd Babbitt coming in. And if anybody has any questions of the First Selectman here in Grizzle, plug it in, man. We'll be on Facebook Live. We want to hear what you have to say because we do it so the residents can get in there, because you can't always get to a First Selectman meeting.
Yep.
You can't always, and they don't post their meetings afterwards.
Right.
So if you don't get to it online, then you're totally, screwed and tattooed.
Well, you get to read the minutes eventually, but you don't get to watch the.
But the minutes are very vague. They're very vague and whatever. So tomorrow morning, you'll have an opportunity to ask the first selectman what's going on in your local government. Right before election day, it's a great opportunity. If you have questions, you can call and you can speak to them live here in the studio as well, or you can just type a question. If you want to wuss out, just put it in the Facebook group.
Call up and get the answers. Call like a man.
That's right. Don't troll.
Right. So that's right here on SN Online Radio, or on Facebook on SN Online Facebook page,
and my own personal one too.
And Mike Minarsky's personal Facebook page. If you follow him, if you don't, you should, because he's got great content. You really got to follow this guy on TikTok. What's your TikTok?
It's SNSN_radio.
Well, there you go. SNSN_radio. This guy got how many followers do you have?
45,700 something.
You had I saw you had mentioned you had so many. How many views you have total?
Views? Well, it depends. I've got one video that's got over 8 million.
That's awesome. I have 2 videos.
You want to know something?
They're terrible.
I have stuff on Facebook and other pages that people don't even know about that have views of over 8-9 million per.
Well, there you go.
Internet meme and
find this guy online. Find him at TikTok. Find him at Facebook. Find him anywhere you want to find anything about Jewett City. There you go. Anything you want to find about Jewett City, Griswold, and the surrounding area, find Mike Minarsky all over on SN Radio. Mike, I thank you very much for all this, really.
No,
but thanks for coming on and hanging out.
My pleasure, and do what you do, man.
Cool, man.
Have a good night. Have a good rest of your show.
Yes, I'll make sure to turn off the light on the way out.
Set the alarm.
That's right. Good night, John Boy. All right. So we talked about Hope Brewing. We talked about a little bit of Epicure. And hey, listen, there's more than one brewery in Norwich, too. You got a taste for exquisitely crafted beer and a pub grub with a foodie flair. Then these guys, brewing company on Franklin Street in Norwich, Connecticut, coincidentally 2 doors down from Epicure. Then they've got what you're craving. Enjoy a variety of classic and unique craft beers brewed on site and indulge in a delicious meal with seasonal dishes from their scratch kitchen. And check them out on Facebook or online at theseguysbrewing.com to stay up to date with their freshest brews, current and upcoming events. These Guys Brewing Company, where it's all about good times, great food, and fantastic craft beer. They make, listen, their sour game is on point as well. Their beer is on point, and their food, let me just tell you, I go for the beer, but I stay for the food. Or some days it's the opposite. I go for the food and stay for the beer. So there's been more than a few occasions where I've done that. So they do a great job. Becca and Ray and their whole staff are awesome people. I love having them on the show as sponsors, as well as all my sponsors. You guys believe in me, and I believe in you, and that's what makes these kind of things go, and we help each other. So thank you for being there for me, and I will see you probably this weekend. I'll be down because their food there, when I said gourmet food, I am not even kidding. This week they had a prime rib with crab cake, and I can't talk about it because I'm starving right now. So on with the show here. We did the cotton candy sleight of hand from Hoax Brewing here, and it's different than what I've had before. And with all, like you've seen my Facebook, you've seen my Untapped or my Instagram. I'm always posting sours because it's my favorite style of beer. But this hits hard because this is really is a cotton candy flavor. Because a lot of times you drink these sours and it doesn't say what the actual, it says it's cotton candy, for instance, and you taste it and you're like, I don't know. I don't think this is cotton candy. And you kind of get something else and you can't really place what it is, and it's not what they say it is. But this one, it's true. Cotton candy tastes awesome. So let's talk about week NFL week number 6, all right? I know this is not Do Not Sports, and I love you guys. I'm not trying to steal your thunder, but I got to get this off my chest, man. My Giants yesterday took care of the Washington football team. And I'm saying Redskins because they're the Redskins. Until they pick a new name, they're the Redskins. I'm not going to call them the Washington football team because that's stupid. All right, you've had plenty of time to come up with a name. You're taking your time. Just pick a name. Go back to the Generals. Call them the Generals. Washington Generals. That's not going to offend anybody unless you're like not a general. I don't know. It's hard to, these days. It's 2020. It's hard to pick something that's not offensive to somebody. So just go with something and stick with it and make it creative. But the Washington football team is just dumb. So they came into Giant Stadium yesterday, and still, to me, it's still going to be Giant Stadium. I'm a man of tradition. It's Giant Stadium. I know the Jets play there, but the Jets don't classify as a football team. The Jets are like the New London Nightmare could probably beat them. So they're terrible. We're not talking about the Jets here. We're talking about the Giants. They went out yesterday. They played a game they probably should have won by more than a point. Injuries, whatever. The Giants aren't a very good football team, but hey, they found a way to win. They're off the schneid. No more Owen jokes from my friends. I know that a couple of my friends got them in anyway, but we're not Owen anymore. We are 1-in. We're 1-5. We get the Eagles next week, the banged up Eagles. They're terrible too. Next week, we're going to be going into that game with a chance to have a share of the first place in the NFC East, because let me tell you right now, the Cowboys are not beating the Cardinals tonight. It's not happening. So, and no, we also had the Patriots lose yesterday too. So I know a lot of my friends aren't happy about that. And I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody saw it coming. I don't even think Broncos fans saw it coming yesterday. So the Patriots played sloppy. And listen, I don't want to hear, oh, we had 2 weeks with COVID and we didn't get to practice. And that's an excuse. You're the Patriots. You don't make excuses. You just win ball games. You guys played sloppy yesterday. Cam Newton played terrible. The Patriots are not a very good football team right now. They're not. I don't care about COVID. Yes, they did a little bit of, they exposed the Chiefs a little bit, but they weren't able to beat them because they're not that good of a football team. They almost beat the Chiefs because of Bill Belichick. Cam Newton is not a good football player. Okay, he's not. He's washed. He's washed. He's done. Right? So, Patriots, sloppy. The Bills, who are playing right now, if somebody could update me on the score of the Bills game, I would definitely appreciate that. I think they're playing the Chiefs right now. The Bills had a chance to take over as the best team in the AFC, I think. So we'll see. Well, after Tennessee, I forgot about Tennessee. They're undefeated and they're pretty nasty. So, Giants win, Patriots lose, and I love it. I didn't call it. I know I picked. If you watched Friday Night Bites last week, I picked the Pack to beat Tampa and Brady, but I love to see it. I love to see Aaron Rodgers get his teeth kicked in, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. And good for Brady, good for the Tampa team, the Buccaneers. And speaking of Tampa, I can't believe that I'm going to say this, but the Tampa Rays are in the World Series. It's unreal to me. That's Tampa Rays. I mean, 2 years ago they were the worst team in our division. Now they're in the World Series. And I got a great team, and they're playing the Dodgers. And I think that the Dodgers are going to win, but I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series. So World Series is going on. College football starts this week. The Nittany Lions play their first game against Indiana on Saturday at 3:30. We're going to be watching. Last week we had a big Alabama-Georgia game, so lots of stuff going on. Still sitting there, and I will say, sitting there watching the game, it feels kind of normal, even though I know things are not normal in America right now and pretty much all over the world. People are wearing masks. People are still social distancing, and they're doing the whole thing and doing their best to keep the COVID to a minimum. But we have some sense of normalcy when you're watching sports, and some of these stadiums are letting their fans back in little by little. I know Philly had fans in the stadium, and guess what happened? There was a fight. I know what you're going to say. Oh my God, not Philly. But yeah, in Philly, there was a fight with like 7,000 people in the stands. So one way or another, Philly fans will stay true to their true colors, and I love it. I think that Philly fans are the greatest fans, some of the greatest fans in sports, and we need Philly fans in this world because it makes us feel better about ourselves. So I love you, Philly guys, even though I hope that we cave your skulls in on Sunday, which we're probably going to do because your team is also garbage. So Amy says 2010 Kansas City right now over Buffalo. That kind of surprises me, but maybe the Bills got exposed by the Titans last week, and Kansas City's coming off a couple emotional wins. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that progresses. And then later, Dallas plays Arizona. That should be good. My son's a big Arizona fan, if you didn't already know that. He's psyched about the game. And I'm going to sit and watch a game, and we're going to be rooting together, which we never seem to do. We're going to be rooting because they're playing the Cowboys tonight. So that's going to be a good thing. So, again, if you're watching and you see, like, there's a little bit of difference. Obviously, there's nobody here with me. I got Mike on the mic over here. And my guest this week couldn't make it, but that's okay. But we have some different segments. We got some different things going on with sounds, and we're trying a whole bunch of new things. So I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me tonight. I know it's a little bit tough to do it on your own, but we're pushing through this. We're going to get through it, and we're going to be moving. It's going to be a lot of big things coming for Just a Guy with a Beer. So hang tight. One more segment coming up. We'll be right back.
Scott will be back in just a couple minutes after he chugs this one down.
Are you drinking crappy beer? Not on my watch. Now back to Scott.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Just a Guy with a Beer. Our final segment here. We're in the home stretch. And I just want to say again, thank you to my awesome sponsors, G&S Automotive, these guys, Epicure, and a couple more I got here, Unify. Unify CT is a local full-service marketing and branding agency that helps your business strategize, develop, and implement a marketing plan using the best platforms and materials to connect you with the right customers quickly. Find them on Facebook at Unify CT or on Instagram at Unify_CT, or call Laura directly at 860-326-6003. And if you've been to my website, which is coincidentally www.justaguywithebeer.com, that was all Laura at Unify. She did a fantastic job. I gave her my vision for my website, and she went in there and she spent a lot of time taking care of that, putting it together. She did an awesome job. My website is fire. So go check it out, www.justaguywithebeer.com. If you want to come on the show, drop me an email. My email address is right there on the contact us line. If you're interested in a sponsorship, please drop me an email. Let me know. We can work something out. I love the sponsors that I have, but all that music, dead air music time that you heard there, that's going to be filled with sponsors. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. Let me know, and we can make that happen. So I have one more sponsor, and let me tell you, speaking of the Giants, my buddy Dana from Gloucester, Mass. From Gloucester, he is the ultimate Giants fan. The guy he's insane. He has a long beard. He paints it Giants colors every week. He's all over it, man. He's a rock star. And did you know that he also makes tattoo and beard oil? That's right. Mr. Beardo beard oils and tattoo juice are the highest quality, no BS oils on the market, all hand and homemade to meet specific needs of everyone's beards and ink. I personally use these products, and I can tell you that they are 100% legit. Get your beard pumping and your tattoo popping. Find them on the web at www.mrbeardo.com. And I'm wearing the tattoo oil right now. I'm wearing it smells like the beach, brother. It smells awesome. And I'm wearing I'm using the beard oil right here. This is unicorn scent, and it smells like, I've never seen a unicorn, but if I ever did, I know it would smell just like my beard does right now. So Mr. Beardo, quality tattoo and beard oils. Get you some on his website. Hook him up. He does a great job. He gets it out to you lickety split too. It's awesome. So listen, I only have like 10 minutes left, and I got to get to something that's been bugging me all afternoon. Okay. We have a segment called The Great Debate, and today we're gonna debate it because I didn't have one, but I said something online and it triggered me because I triggered a whole bunch of people today. So I said we're gonna talk about this on the show for one segment tonight. The show Schitt's Creek. Okay, I put down an I'm gonna post an unpopular opinion. And my unpopular opinion was Schitt's Creek is not funny. Full disclosure, I have seen it some episodes with my wife. My wife is a very big fan, along with some very good friends of mine. And they all slaughtered me on Facebook today because I said it wasn't a good show. I didn't say it's not a good show. I just said it's not funny. I found parts of it kind of funny. Like I would be lying if I said I didn't laugh at some, but it's not like gut-busting funny like a lot of people think it is. I think it's kind of lame. It was a little bit annoying, but I got my first caller. We're going to pick it up right now. Hang on.
Hey, man, it's me.
Yo, just a guy with a beer. Who's this?
It's me. Well, I guess it's us. Nick, Jeremy, Dan, everyone that knows you, man.
What? You're ruining my segment, bro.
I know you're going through a lot. I know you've been reluctant to be who you are and what you are.
And?
It's time to stop living a lie. Listen. We're having a coming out of the closet party in your honor this Friday night.
Cool. You're going to have your Patriots jersey ready for me, too?
Wow. We're only trying to help. Listen, you don't have to enter into the gay world all alone.
Stop. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
We accept you. We love you.
Oh, boy. Listen, I don't have time for that nonsense right now. I got to get through this. The Great Debate, Schitt's Creek, not a funny show. Not a funny show. If you think it's a great show or if you think it's not funny, you believe me, you're with me, give me a call, 860-591-1054. I got time to take a couple calls, and we'll see what you got. And we'll give me yes or no why you think it's funny or why you don't think it's funny. I personally don't think it's that funny. So I posted it on my personal Facebook page, not on the show page, and I said, unpopular opinion, Schitt's Creek not funny. I have tried to watch it. I laughed a couple times because there was something that's silly. I like stupid humor, but I just after like an episode or two, I just wasn't laughing as much as I thought I was, which Brenda led me to believe I would. So I did not continue watching the show. Now, listen, if you like it, I'm not killing you for it. That's your thing. There's plenty of shows that I like that other people don't like. My wife hates most of the shows I like, which is fine. But I just could not get into Schitt's Creek, and I don't see what it's all about. Like, listen, we had this debate the other day in my house because I am a huge Seinfeld fan. I can recite Seinfeld lines on command from different shows. I was doing it, my Frank Costanza imitation in the kitchen on Saturday afternoon, and my wife says it's not a funny show, which I still can't get over that because, listen, Seinfeld is way more than Schitt's Creek ever will be. So that is a fact. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. So Schitt's Creek not funny. I got some people saying lame comedy. It is what it is. I got never watched it. I got some agreed. So I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I don't know. I can't get into the whole Eugene Levy. I mean, he's great in some of the stuff he does, but I don't know, man. I just not for me. So if you really want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it either. It's a lame show, the great debate. So we're going to settle it once and for all. Schitt's Creek is a terrible show. Not terrible show. I'm sorry. It's an unfunny show. So I know all you guys like it. Jeanette, I know the two biggest Schitt's Creek fans I know. Jeanette, my good friend Jeanette, she was on my first episode. She had the most viewed episode until the Greek Freak came in here last week. She's a huge fan. My wife Brenda's a huge fan. I think she's on her third time watching it. But you know what? Do your thing, babe. I just don't get me involved because I will sit there and I will rake it the entire time. So, and there's one more thing I want to talk about because Saturday evening, my wife and I made a life-changing decision. We didn't sell our kids. We didn't put them up for adoption. We didn't sell the house, but we did buy an air fryer. That's right. I said an air fryer. Now, if you do not have an air fryer, I implore you to go out and get yourself an air fryer because it is life-changing. And if you're in the local area here in Connecticut, where we live here in the upper New London County, lower Windham County, go out and get yourself some beer can chicken wings at Big Y supermarkets, not a sponsor, and bring them home and put those bad boys in the air fryer. And chicken might not be your thing, but that's fine. You can do other things. My wife made sweet potato slices in there today, and they're awesome because we got the 9-in-1 thing, so you can do all these different things. But you know what? I bought it because it's an air fryer. That's what I wanted. I wanted the Ray Bones from Do Not Sports. We had it here on Friday Night Bites the other night. We made some buffalo chicken nachos in the air fryer. Okay, and I said that night, tomorrow we're going to the store and we are buying an air fryer, and that's exactly what we did. And I'm telling you right now, my life has changed for the better because not only does it make food perfect. I mean, it's ridiculous. It also makes your food healthier, right? Because I would sit there and I would fry chicken wings in my little Fry Daddy. I'm throwing that out. Okay, we're getting rid of the Fry Daddy. And it's not healthy. It's totally air. You don't use any oils. And you just cook it with air. And it tastes exactly like it would, better than if you fried it with air. I know, listen, I'm going on and on about the air fryer. I see what you did there, Lynn. I see what you did there, right? I'm going on and on about this air fryer. I know, but I'm telling you right now, it's the way to go. We got it. Kohl's has them. Every major store has them. Target, wherever, just go out and get you one. We got the Emerald Lagasse 9-in-1 air fryer. It's fantastic. It's life-changing. My daughter cooked bagels in it. My wife cooked sweet potatoes in it. I've only used it to cook meats so far for myself. So me and Dylan fired down 3 pounds of wings yesterday during the Giants game. So the air fryer is a thing, man. And so many of my friends had it. My good friend Michelle Chapel, she said, "Listen, you got to get one of these things. You got to cook the wings in it." So we immediately reached out to her. How do you cook these wings in it? And she told us, and they were perfect. So that's my life-changing story of the weekend. So I appreciate you guys hanging in with me tonight. Again, I'm flying Han Solo tonight in the Millennium Falcon, and I don't have a guest, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. I guess Mike was awesome for him to come in and sit here with me for half the show. It makes it a little bit easier, but it's kind of tough to talk to the camera when you're by yourself. I mean, taking calls and I write things down and try to talk to you guys about, but really it's easier when you have somebody in the studio with you. So next week the show will be Thursday night, and we are switching to Thirsty Thursdays here at Just a Guy with a Beer, only on SN Live on Facebook, and also you can find me on iTunes and iTunes podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. I'm there. I'm all over the place. You check out my YouTube channel as well. And one more thing. Yesterday I was firing down Busch lattes, And I shared with my friends on the Brutang clan, because you guys know that we have a secret man group on Facebook called the Brutang clan, that we share our beers and we have little parties. And I got beer shamed, man. Me, of all people, I got beer shamed by, I will not name the people who did it because I don't roll like that. But I got beer shamed by two people who I thought loved me. They shamed me for drinking a beer. And what do I say at the end of every show? Don't beer shame your friends. This is the thanks I get. So Busch Lattes, man, that's where it's at. You're watching football, you're eating wings, you don't want to fill up on beer because you want to enjoy those delicious air fried wings. You go with the Busch Lattes, man. So hang in there until next Thursday, folks. I'll be back. Look for me online. I encourage you to be safe, drink responsibly, and please do not beer shame your friends. Have a good night.
Your internet home for Big 80s hair and Big 80s hits. Online and on your smartphone.
It's just that they always have good music.